Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin and welcome back to another vlog, my twin flame story. I think this is part 5 if I'm not mistaken. My hair is just flying like crazy. I decided to film this outdoors as it is very beautiful and I'm needing some outdoor time. So you're getting me coming to you live in this vlog outdoors in Redondo Beach, California, under the beautiful California sun. So if I'm looking like shadowy or squinty, that's actually why my hair is like also flying in many directions. So I'm coming to you today to give you an update on my twin flame story week by week. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe below. I always, like in the vlogs, I kind of forget to say that. So I am not forgetting to say that right now. And click on the bell if you'd like some notifications or updates on my uploaded videos. So this week, let's see, last time I posted a vlog, it was probably a week or 9 days ago. I don't know. And I'm posting it today is Sunday and it is the day before the full moon in Cancer. And let me tell you this, I've had a rough week, you guys. Like, I think I've had a rough year. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, you guys know what this twin flame journey is like. So honestly, I really have no need to sugarcoat it for you guys and like hand you something really pretty and beautiful, because it's not been pretty and it's not been beautiful. And I've mentioned in other vlogs and other videos, it's been a really rough past 12 months, I should say. And this past week has actually been no different. I feel like today is better, in all honesty, and I don't know why. I did some meditation last night. I checked in with my angels. I did some channeling last night. So if that is the reason why I'm feeling better, then so be it. But other than that, like, honestly, there's no real reason for the shift in energy, except for that my energy has shifted, or maybe the universal energy has shifted. But this whole week has been super rough. It actually, in a way, it felt like I was going through like another dark night of the soul, kind of, sort of. Like, it wasn't exactly a dark night of the soul, but it really felt that way. A lot of night waking. I mentioned this in the last vlog actually, but a lot of night waking, like 4 or 5 times a night, and just not able to sleep well, and like deep, almost this like darkness, this depression, which I typically do not get depressed. I mean, that's not really my MO. I think I mentioned in the last vlog that, or maybe 2 vlogs ago, I mentioned that like anxiety was more my go-to, not so much anymore, but in the past, anxiety was more my go-to, not really depression. That really wasn't my thing. But I had been feeling depressed and I couldn't like pinpoint a reason why. And that was really tough, because I was like, okay, I know I'm feeling funky. I know I'm feeling like a heavy burden on my shoulders. And I mean, there were many behind the scenes reasons, believe me. Like, life has been a little chaos for me, but I mean, it's not bad stuff. It might be like annoying stuff happening, but it's not bad. I mean, nothing bad really is happening. So I just don't know what that was. I'm glad I'm lifted out of it today, and I'm glad I decided to film today, because I had been deciding like for the last few days, hey, I need to do this vlog, I need to do this vlog, I need to do this vlog, and it really wasn't until today that I was able to like actually sit down and do this. So I'm kind of glad that I waited until today to do it, because my mood is a lot better, and I feel like I want to bring you guys, even though I'm not sugarcoating the journey, because the journey, like I said, is hard. I just don't want to be like all down in the dumps on a video. It's not fun for you guys to watch, right? That would be horrible. So like mini dark night of the soul, kind of, sort of, I guess. And a lot of like what we had spoke about last week. And I know, just because a lot of people left comments on the last vlog, is that there were some spiritual upgrades going on. So I think some of the symptoms that I had been experiencing were sort of a collective spiritual upgrade happening. And that is the reason why I think I had been experiencing some of those symptoms. But in the past 7 or 8 days, it's more like this dark stuff, like dark night of the soul stuff. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it was my twin flames things that he was going through, or if it was just me, or if it was the collective. I don't know. I figured out some pieces, but they just didn't make a whole lot of sense. So that's what happened there. No contact with my twin this week, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about spiritual bypassing in case you're like also maybe experiencing a little bit of that based on your personality, your astrological signs or whatever. And so I really didn't know what spiritual bypassing was until probably January this time last year. And the only reason I understood what spiritual bypassing was because I had done an Akashic record reading with my sister Annette, and it came out that I needed to do some inner child work back at that time. So I guess it was like January 2021. And I had asked why or how or something like that about the inner child work. And it came out that I do a lot of spiritual bypassing. Now, I had no idea what that was. I think I asked my sister to ask the angels at that particular moment, but then also I kind of did a little bit of research on what it actually meant after having that reading with her. And so it's been 1 year, and I think I still do it. So that's what I really wanted to talk about during this past week of feeling like I was in another dark night of the soul. I want to talk about this concept of, for me, spiritual bypassing, and basically what it means for me. And this, I can't attest to what it means for you if this has happened for you, is when you're a very spiritual person, or you look at things from a spiritual perspective, or you look at the bigger picture all the time, it can be really easy to bypass your feelings. It can be easy to bypass your inner child. It can be easy to bypass your thoughts, your just your emotional well-being surrounding people and situations. And I know I've done this my entire life. I've spiritually bypassed my entire life. And in a way, it can be good. Because in a way, it has kept me away from things like depression. In a way, it's kept me optimistic and happy and joyful and having hope about most situations. So what it means is that you see bigger picture. And I'm a Sagittarius. And so seeing bigger picture is part and parcel of being a Sagittarius. And I think I was just looking, I didn't even know what my moon sign was. Honestly, I just didn't pay attention to that. But my moon sign is Aquarius. My rising sign is Cancer. So deeply emotional person, right? But I think Aquarians think like that too. They think bigger picture as well, from what I'm understanding. So looking at things from a bigger picture, it kind of helps me stay non-emotional, if you will, helps me to stay non-emotional with people and situations if I choose to. Because I'm constantly saying oh, well, things will just work out. They work out fine. They always do, right? The situation will turn out fine. Even if it looks crappy right now, things will get better. So there's no need to worry. There's no need to fret. Don't worry about things. And the problem with that I have found once I became cognizant of this is that I haven't allowed myself to feel feelings quite frequently. And not feeling feelings is actually putting yourself in a danger zone. And it puts yourself in a danger zone because feelings are meant to be felt. And the fact that I have a tendency to not feel my feelings, they tend to always be there, but I'm not allowing them to manifest. I'm not allowing them to be a part of my reality. And so when that happens to someone who spiritually bypasses, what happens is there's an accumulation of feelings, an accumulation of negative feelings in particular. And then things happen that come out of the blue, like this past week. And so things happen where all of a sudden I'll be slammed or hit with a bunch of emotions all at once, and I seriously won't know what to do with them. A, I won't know what to do with them. B, I won't know where they came from. Does that make sense? Like, it'll just come all of a suddenly, like a bomb just drops right in front of me, and I will have no idea where it's from. And so you understand that if I had been feeling all of a sudden this dark night of the soul thing going on last week, or for the entire week, I guess, and I wasn't sure where it was coming from, I really wasn't sure where it was coming from. Because if, let's suppose that I spiritually bypass for 6 months at a time, and this happens like once every 6 months, then it's like, I don't really know which occasion, which event, which thing caused this. So you can understand my confusion. People who spiritually bypass as well, and who tend to be more spiritual, tend not to live in their bodies. Like, I live in my body to the extent that I like my body to be healthy. I work out, I do meditation, I do yoga. Like, I like to keep my body toned and healthy. But other than that, I tend not to live in my body. I tend to live more in spirit, in the spiritual side of things. And so this is something I actually teach when I was teaching perfect health. And so you would think that I would know this, but it's much easier to teach things than it is to experience things, if that makes sense. Sometimes we can get it intellectually, and it's really easy for us to help other people and teach other people, but then to actually integrate it and live it ourselves, it's a lot more difficult. So feelings are typically felt in the physical body. This is something I learned through my mentors, Dr. Deepak Chopra and Dr. David Simon. So feelings that are felt are typically experienced within the body, the physical body. And so, like, if you have a heartbreak, for example, like, you feel it in your heart. You actually like clutch your chest and feel it in your heart. If you have a fearful feeling, or a feeling like someone has betrayed you, for example, you might feel it in your gut, right? You might feel like some people say, like, I feel like I've been gut punched. And so in order to actually feel your feelings, you have to be pretty self-aware of your body and tuned into your body at all times. And if you are living in the spiritual realm, if you're spiritually bypassing, like me, you can miss those signals. And if you miss those signals, then that's what happens with an accumulation of bad feelings, because you were not recognizing your body's signals of those bad feelings, like fear, anxiety, upsetness, anger, frustration. And so what I'm continually having to do is ask myself in the middle of the day, if I'm not feeling great, like if all of a sudden I have this moment where I feel like things aren't okay, I have to like tune into my body and say, what is actually going on here? Like, what's the problem here? What's going on here? Because it might be something and it might actually be nothing. But I guess the lesson that I got this week was that I can't let 4 months go by, 6 months go by, and then have this kind of like explosion of feelings and not really understand where they're coming from, not knowing where they're coming from. And it's not like I'm not a self-aware person, because it's not even that. Like, you can be perfectly self-aware and still spiritually bypass. Because spiritual bypassing, it's a gift, but it's also a coping mechanism. And maybe it was just a coping mechanism I learned in early childhood because I had such a traumatic upbringing, which I do talk about in a lot of my videos. And I also talk about it in the Twin Flame boot camps. So I feel like the lesson that I got this week is, in order to stop spiritually bypassing my experience, and especially my experience as a twin flame, what I need to do sometimes is just like stop and feel my body. Stop and just feel my body and feel where I might be feeling any signs of discomfort. Now, it's funny because I taught yoga for 10 years and instinctively I would do this while I was teaching yoga. Did I process feelings better during that time period? I don't know. I don't think I did, actually. Maybe I did. I don't know. That's a good question. It's hard to say because I was in such a different space at that time. Developmentally, I think I was in a different space. And maturity-wise, I was at a different space. So I really don't know. I was too involved with helping other people to really recognize, I think, how I was personally feeling. And I was also kind of in survival mode, you know, like fight or flight survival mode, because I was really working hard to try to make my business actually work. So, hey, are you a spiritual bypasser like me? And if you are, it's not such a great idea. I'll tell you that right now. Like I said, I didn't even know this existed until like 2021, until January 2021. So it's kind of been a work in progress. And like the other thing I didn't really know that existed was like inner child work. Like I did know it existed, but I didn't really know what it entailed. I guess that's the more truthful statement is that I knew it existed. I didn't really know how to access it. I didn't really know how to like do the work in that, which I do now know how to do it, which I've been practicing it for about a year. I mean, I understand about healing your past. I mean, that makes total sense to me, but I didn't get inner child really like what exactly that meant. So that is my week. How has your week been? I want to know if you've been experiencing like yet another dark night of the soul, or you've been experiencing some awakening symptoms or ascension symptoms, if you've been spiritually bypassing and then like feeling crappy all of a sudden and not really understanding why you're feeling crappy because nothing really happened. So you're like, why am I feeling crappy? So I want to thank you guys so much for joining me on my twin flame journey. Hopefully next week I'll have like exciting news. I don't know, like I really want some exciting news to share with you guys. And subscribe to my channel if you're not yet subscribed. Thanks for clicking on that bell, scroll to all for all notifications, and thanks for giving the video a thumbs up. You can always book a reading with me or join a bootcamp, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.